This might be the most insane story in the history of football. Paraguay just eliminated Germany from the World Cup. And yeah, that is insane. But Paraguay's goalkeeper, Orlando Gil, might have the most incredible story I have ever heard. Because what if I told you that just a few years ago, his wife and child almost died, and that he was struggling so badly financially that he almost sold everything he owned in order to support his family? Because in 2022, Orlando Gil's wife, Melissa, was about to give birth to their son, Lautaro Daniel, but the pregnancy almost turned into tragedy as his wife went into cardiac arrest. And according to the doctors, their son was just 10 minutes away from dying. But after days in the hospital, his wife miraculously survived. But their son spent 10 days in intensive care. So Orlando and his wife slept in their car outside the hospital, barely eating anything, as they waited and prayed for their son to recover, which he also miraculously did. But then Orlando Gil wasn't even earning enough money from football to be able to support his family. His wife even said, when our son was born, we had nothing. So to provide for his family, Orlando Gil sold almost everything he owned. From his football boots, club clothing, training gear, personal belongings, and even memorabilia and equipment from when he played for the Paraguay youth team. And I couldn't even believe this was true, but when I look through all the stats, especially between the years 2021 to 2023, there are virtually no recorded appearances of him playing matches. And to go from that situation just a couple of years ago to now stand at the world's biggest stage against the greatest goalkeeper of all time, sending Paraguay through, a nation that had missed the last 3 World Cups, eliminating the nation that has won 4 of them, a country with such a beautiful culture, proud indigenous roots, and some of the warmest people you'll ever meet, with a history of pure survival. I mean, in the War of the Triple Alliance, Paraguay fought Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay. The war devastated the country, estimating that Paraguay lost between a quarter to half of its population, and some sources argued that the losses were even higher. And only 60 years after nearly being destroyed, Paraguay fought another major war, this time against Bolivia over the Gran Chaco. Then through the rest of the early 20th century, they went through coups, evil conflicts, economic hardships, the Paraguayan Civil War of 1947, and even dictatorship. But despite all that, Paraguay still stands there, shining as beautiful as ever, because this was more than just football. And this win will live on beyond all generations, synonymous with the spirit of their nation.